Hello, welcome to Actual Play Five Fires with the creator, Quinn Murphy. About me. I'm Sean Nittner. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me everywhere at Sean Nittner. I'll be playing Della. She's the baby of the group. She's a graph writer. She made some amazing stuff. Last time I got super lucky. I rolled bonkers on these dice. I was cheating. I was using my Roll20 cheat codes. And so she's doing well right now. She's living large. Normal channel news, or not news, I guess. All the proceeds to Actual Play are split between the Trans Legal Defense Fund and Black Lives Matter. We just made a donation of $115 to each of them a few days ago. So thanks to everybody who has contributed. You of course can contribute directly as well. And I'll put in chat some other ways that you can help out if money is not an option. Yeah, that's me. What about you, Mendez?
What's good? I'm James Mendez Hodes. You can find me on the internet at jamesmendezhodes.com or on Twitter at Lula Vampiro. I use he, him pronouns, and tonight I will be playing MC Transform, aka Trance. She is a rapper, and what else is interesting about her? Last session wrote some rhymes about like Barbary pirates. I was excited. That was fun.
Yeah.
Turns out Barbary rhymes with a lot of things. Not that you actually have to do any rhyming in this game to play as an MC, but I chose to.
It's extra credit.
Above and beyond, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
How about you, Dan?
Hola, I go by Dynaman Online. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Miranda Mira Alvarado, aka Database. Where apparently some of you, that's what you're here for, because she's pitch perfect, likes to cross genre music mix, and do some weird things. At the same time hustling about trying to get herself fired from her job because she's the best hostess this snooty restaurant has ever had, and it just cuts into her time in planning her big goal of getting a record deal because she already put it out there. Well, she didn't put it out there. Someone put it out there that she already has a record deal, but she wants to manifest that. And she's going to do that by taking over the stadium and playing her music when an event is going on, preferably a baseball event, but you never know. And become famous that way because that's what you got to do. And she got into some trouble-ish with some cops, kind of. It went her way somehow magically.
Yeah, she got in some trouble, but then she like learned about who they're paying off, who's paying them off, and stuff like that.
Yeah, so she's got some dirt that she may use in a song or two,
Nice.
or throw it over to her companions to work it out. But yeah, what about you, Quinn?
Hey, Quinn Murphy, he, him pronouns. You can find me on mostly these days on Twitter, talking about some sort of role-playing tomfoolery on QH_Murphy. And, I'm I've been playing the opposition. So I've been playing the cold-hearted, but also dispassionate, neutral being trying to keep all the characters from their dreams.
You say there's a neutral.
That's
That's the lie we're all told.
Really cheerfully advocate, being their advocate while also trying to make their lives complicated. Yeah, and I guess from there we can sort of start. We first thing start each session with a wallet check. It's funny. This reminds me. God, I didn't even think when we were doing Demi-Humans earlier in the year that they have like Demi-Humans has a very similar start. Like, check it, check your money.
Yep.
So we will roll. So roll off here. I roll sort of a number of dice equal to the wealth of where where character stays, and then if I do more, if I get more, they will be strapped and can't use their wealth dice for anything. Otherwise, they're okay. So let's start with Mendez.
All right. So I just put in my number of wealth dice in the action pool, and that's how much I roll, right?
Right.
All right. Okay.
And where do you stay?
I am in I'm in Old Town.
You're in Old Town. Okay. So Old Town, fortunately, is not too wealthy. So you know, and then you take your highest.
All right, so I got a 4. So I think
so,
I'm set.
So now I'm gonna roll. Oh my god.
Oh no.
So
Can I
yeah,
use
so-
wealth dice this session?
you can't use your wealth dice for the session.
Oh well.
So you're just temporarily strapped, or your money's tied up in something. What do you think that is? Did you buy something expensive or?
I lent my brother some money.
Okay.
Yeah. I lent my brother some money for something he really, really needed. I
Did he
think.
tell you what it was?
Yeah. He's at college and he has a really, really fast metabolism. And his what he has for a meal plan is not covering all of the food he actually needs to eat
Oh
to
my God.
do sports and stuff. So I'm I'm loaning him extra money on the side, so that he can actually not be famished all the time. Cause yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So he's like Michael Phelps type, 10,000 calorie a day.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that's expensive.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
I'm
is
look-
a true story adapted from my mom and my uncle when my
Wow.
uncle went to college.
Wow. I'm glad I don't have your brother in my household. That was supposed to get
Yeah.
expensive. Okay. So cool. And then we'll go to Diana here.
Okay.
All right.
Huh?
Cool.
And,
Luckily gained some dice, some wealth dice last time.
oh yeah.
So yeah. So
Okay. Oh, you
got a
got a
6.
6. Okay. So pretty much I can't do anything to you. Not that I would do anything to you with a. Or actually, sorry, you're in. Where are you again?
Ghost Gardens.
Ghost Guard. Okay, yeah. No, there's. Cool. And
Yeah,
So
I just
things are looking
realized Water City isn't overall that wealthy of a city.
It is not. No, we didn't pick
No.
wealth often when we were assigning things.
yeah. So so you probably got all that. Where did you get the extra money again from? Sort of recapping.
I honestly don't remember. I'm just gonna say I got it from the cops
Okay.
to help keep quiet. It was hush money. I'm like,
Well, I think some of that wealth was, I know it's been a bit, but I think some of that wealth was earned from when we were doing sort of what your art's kind of doing, and it sort of, I think you picked some wealth from that. So I think, I think you must be sort of hitting the streaming rounds and getting some
that's right. Yeah.
decent royalties and stuff. All right.
Yeah. I just remember choosing. I was like, I want wealth. I don't care about community rep. I was like, I need the money.
And Sean, where do you stay?
I live in the Fairmont, in the shipping, the shipping area.
Shipping area. Okay, so New Milan.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I said the Fairmont. That's the landmark. New Milan. Yes,
Yeah.
that is the
Cool.
location.
Oh, okay. I rolled
Alright.
4.
You got a
For you?
4, and I got 3 dice in my action pool, and I
Oh,
got a 6
okay.
as well.
Nice.
Man, I'm pulling out the Roll20 cheat codes early on in this game.
Yeah. Now you Sean, you enlightened me to a whole other like level of a membership for Roll20. Like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you
well,
pay,
like there's pro and then
there's pro, and then there's like the secret level. If you pay them extra. Yeah, exactly. I think Della, last time Della was scrapped, and Della was doing a bunch of like, but she made some money on her work, which is kind of interesting because her work is graph writing, so it's not like she's charging money for it. But I think that there's like a bunch of times where Della has like gone to pay for something, and like someone's just like, nah, I got it. Like don't worry about it. And because they know that it's her work. I think some of her wealth has sort of taken the form of like recognition and just like not having to pay for things sometimes.
Ooh,
And
nice.
she was also doing a bunch of errands for her parents, like trying to prove that she's responsible to have a car. So I feel like that's, some of those may have paid off. There might have been some, she might have been getting paid for some of these chores as she's been responsible. So
Okay, nice,
I
nice.
think that's why she has some cash on hand right now.
Sweet. Cool. All right. So we've started with that here. So 2 changes I want to announce for sort of folks. I've talked with everyone else about this beforehand, but some things that'll be different here because this is an actual play test right now. One thing we're going to try out is more dice, for me as the opposition. I guess that sounds sort of self-serving, right? Like more dice for me, but really as a structure of play, I feel like it's important that the opposition be able to sort of put pressure. There's a few other ideas that we sort of talked about for this, but I'm going to try this one first, just having sort of more dice to sort of use against the players and sort of force them to like choose rather than just getting outrolled because they don't have enough dice each time. And then the other one that we're going to start with today are, I'm just going to call them Spotlight Beats right now. The name is likely to change, but they're going to be bigger, sort of more in-depth scenes. So they'll be sort of meatier, more role-playing scenes, not with a sort of like quick sort of like, hey, let's just sort of tell this tale and move on things that I originally did. And it's just sort of to provide a little more depth over there. So they'll count like as 2 normal scenes. So you'll have like 1 spotlight scene and then 1 normal size scene. And that can be sort of art or whatever. I'd like to, for this first kind of first sets, if we all kind of try the bigger scenes. I don't have any super great mechanics, so it'll just be sort of role playing, and I'll fudge some stuff here, and we'll see how it works.
I think one of the structural elements of the bigger scene, though, is that like in some way fundamentally involves another character. Like in the other scenes, you can sort of like see if a character is available for help, but
right.
I don't know, maybe something along the lines.
Definitely other characters are in those, right? Like sort of this. I think these bigger scenes are going to be about sort of interaction, about learning, about relationships, and sort of the people there. So it's going to be like minimum 1 character, other character, maybe, to, involve sort of, it'd be nice to see sort of the all crew together for one of these scenes, and sort of see everyone interact. We'll start. Mendez, can we start with Trance?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So I figure we'll start with the same sort of structure of the story beats, right? Sort of like figuring out like what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
but then we'll sort of just be more in depth about sort of where we step in to it.
Cool.
So first thing.
So I do have one question. So I ended last session with 7 stress. Can we go over again what that does?
With 7 stress. Did you get a new? You should have gotten a new
problem, right?
Right. You should. Did we give you a new problem? I know it's been a bit.
I think we did.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think it was just that I gotten like beaten down. Right. Okay. I remember it now. I do have it written down. I had a new small problem, which is that I had gotten beaten up.
Okay. Right. And then so you probably need to like recover from that. And so yeah, when you get these stress problems, you actually have to solve the stress problems before you can solve your other actual sort of problems there.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we could start with that. Sort of how you what do we how did you write that down, the problem? Was it just you got beaten up, or is it like recovering?
Yeah, it was got beaten up. So yeah,
so is the problem is recovering? It would be the problem maybe be recovering somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I could
that would make sense.
Like recovering, like is it like and is a recovery more physical or more mental?
I guess it could be either. I feel like it should be mental, because I think that would be more interesting to solve than like the physical problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I also could see there being a social element of like, maybe now that you got beat up, you have to like, I don't know, prove that you still got it, like that you're still like, I could imagine you feeling the need to like, show they don't have anything on you or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think that's how I'm gonna solve this problem then.
Okay. So cool. So we'll start sort of here. We're gonna solve this problem, and we'll roll out. So we do this thing of sort of roll sort of what action you need to sort of take for this. So if we roll 1d6 for that.
Which handout is this again?
Sorry.
There you go. Oh, you popped it up. Thank you.
So yeah, if you just do like a slash roll 1d6, or you can put it or just do one of the actions rolling with them.
I think that's on your roll.
I'm rolling that. Okay.
Yeah.
So 1d6 first. Okay.
Hmm.
1.
Okay.
All right. 5.
All right.
Gotta get assistance.
So it's get assistance, and then from who? And you can either like roll 2d6, get 2d12, or we can pick.
Okay.
You can roll an 11 and need a cop. I say because we kept rolling it last time.
If it's another cop, I'm gonna X card it.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, 4.
Yeah, you can just pick if it's.
Okay, graffiti artist.
Okay.
Della.
Hey, what's up?
Help me.
Thanks. Now, is it gonna be one of the character? Is it gonna be Della, or is it gonna be like another person that maybe Della knows?
Okay.
I think it could be fun if it's somebody that is more prominent, more eminent than Della, but that she knows, because she would absolutely want to help you out on this. But like,
okay, cool.
I think that could be fun if we're working together, rather than you trying to convince me to do it. I don't know. I would just be like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Like, I would be such a pushover. I would just be like,
that is true. Okay. In that case, we need to get some prominent graffiti artist to write like a challenge from me to anybody who wants to fight me in the whole city.
Yeah.
To like show up in a certain place at a certain time, and we'll just fight.
But Della's like, but hold on. I mean,
Big Bad Con didn't happen this year, so I gotta get this somewhere else.
So where is this? So I feel like at least you two is database in here. Here, let me propose this. What if we like? I want to put like everybody in a car.
I dig it.
Maybe that car is one that Della is technically supposed to be using.
Yeah, it's her
For
parents.
sure.
It's her parents' Buick station wagon.
Right.
It's a freaking beater. It's indestructible, but it's always breaking. Like it's that like it could be hit by a truck, it would be fine, but like half of the dash never works at any given time.
Okay.
You know, the speedometer or the fuel gauge or the lights, something like that's always out. Yeah, she totally could be driving around. They could totally be driving around in the Buick. Are we like scouting out where to put it? Are we like driving around and being like, okay, that's a good spot. No, it needs more visibility. We're trying to find a good space for it.
Mhm.
Doing it. Quinn, did you want to frame any more?
No, I was I guess for other details like like what's playing. Are you playing somebody's tracks here in the car?
I think the soundtrack to this scene is the early Tupac song "Five Deadly Venoms."
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. That was like, I remember I forget that Tupac has a song about that. Like it came up on Shuffle. I'm like, surely this is a Wu-Tang song. No, this is actually early Tupac.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard that song.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. Okay, so that's playing. And yeah, so then I guess just like lead up sort of like, what sort of when you're in there, like what is it? What does trance sort of mean? What's she sort of?
All right. So Della, are you driving?
I think so. I think Della's driving. She's like technically doesn't. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember whether Della has a driver's license yet. I think she's trying to.
You do not. You do not have a driver's license.
She does not have a driver's license. She is trying to convince her parents to let her take the test to get a driver's license, and somehow driving around like to show that she knows how to do it is the way that's been working. So yeah, Della is like teeny, like barely head high enough to see over the wheel, right? Like she might be sitting on a book, right? That kind of short, but she's fine. She's driving along.
Yeah. All right. So trance is kind of leaning out the passenger side of her best friend's ride, and just like looking at like everything we're passing by, and and being like, oh yeah, that's a perfect place. Like we should get them to spray it right there. No, wait, no, not that place. This place, that place is even more prominent, and that's a much more expensive ad. So let's ruin that instead. Like that looks easy to get to, right? There's like a gantry and you could just jump and then like do a roll and then you'd be on the right platform. Like that's easy to get to, right? You could do that, right, Della?
Yeah, I think Della keeps on like going to pull over and you're like, no, wait. And she like pulls back out. She like for all the risks that she takes, she's so concerned about not messing up her parents' car. She totally drives like a grandma. So we're just like but it's fine because driving slow through town when you're trying to find a spot is perfect. Is database in the back? In the back?
I'm like there, and I was just going to ask, sort of like, what's database doing right now in the back?
I'm distracted by the song that's playing and trying to figure out like how can I modernize this old school Tupac song.
Nice.
Like
it does sound very, very 90s. Very 90s.
So trying to like modernize it into something. Not that it's not a bad song, of course. It's just that that's what database always does.
Well, right. Like she wants to know how to mix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little bit more important to her than the situation. Like, I'm here for support if you need it.
I am listening to it right now. I'm not want to play it over stream because
especially with those new rules that just
exactly, because we'll get dropped in a second if I play it, but I'm just so everyone knows I'm listening to it. You should pull it up on YouTube and listen. Yeah, so like I'm definitely like head bobbing and I'm looking and I'm like, oh yeah, oh that's an electric fence. Like that's gonna be hard. But like if we had some like wire cutters, yeah, we can probably get through that. And Della is completely enabling this. The idea of crashing her parents' car is terrifying. The idea of like breaking many laws to do some graph writing is just exciting to her. It's a complete contradiction. So she's excited about it. Are you envisioning like a big billboard that has some like a big high-rise billboard that has like some huge ad on it, and we're gonna get someone to cover it up?
Yeah, not the whole thing, just enough that like, just like a picture of like a more badass like anime version of me,
Yeah,
and you know, like a time and a place for people to show up.
I love it.
So I think maybe one of is Della sort of sees some of the stuff, but does she have the sort of like the quick? Has she ever sort of broken into a place like this?
I don't think so. I think she's talking. I think she's like talking like she knows a little bit, but this is where she's like, "Oh yeah, but I've never like I know you gotta they have some security around some of those, but we need an NPC name. We need the character. We need the character that
I think his handle's Oz.
Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like Oz, and kind of like I think his like side tag is like he'll do like Oz and like big like blowout letters, and then like kind of like in like scrawl tag like the wizard, right? Like
Nice.
kind of like
Yeah.
Oz / the wizard.
I look up and
Nice.
I'm like, you need a wizard to get up there without getting caught. We need to get Oz. And what I'm envisioning is one of those giant iPhone ads where it's got this picture inside of an iPhone. It's like taken on an iPhone, and like we could like have you be inside
in the iPhone.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. All right, we're gonna do that.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think, and everybody knows Oz. I mean, like Della maybe thinks of him, but like I think he's well enough known that I think it's like finding him and convincing him, right, to do this thing.
Mhm.
Does that sound right to you?
Yeah.
Both? Cool.
All right.
Yeah. Mendes, where do you think Oz like hangs out? What I don't know. I don't remember if we roll for this or if we
Yeah,
just
we generally roll for it.
Cool.
Okay.
It's just if we roll a D6.
Another D6.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's a 3.
Okay. Old Pat.
So, all right, cool.
Or no, sorry.
Oh no, Ghost
sorry,
Gardens.
no, sorry. I was looking at Ghost Gardens.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you're from Ghost Gardens, right, database?
Yep.
All right. Do you know where Oz hangs out? Like, they say he's like harder to find than Banksy, but that's got to be an exaggeration.
Database kind of tries to keep it cool as like I might know when she really does know because she's a little obsessed with him being a teenager and everything, and be like, yeah, of course I know where he's at, so I can always look my best when I have to go past him, kind of thing. And she's like, yeah, I think he could be a couple of spots. He likes to be, but it's Ghost Gardens. I know where everybody is.
All right. Okay. So you give Della directions, and I will start sketching some concepts. And at some point, we can switch, and I can drive, and Della, you could redraw my concepts so they don't look terrible.
I was just gonna say, I will. Yeah, Della's totally got a sketchbook, and
Della, you cannot sketch while driving again.
Yeah.
Let's just switch now.
All right. Yeah, she gets out of the car. She hands you the keys, but she like pauses. She's like, "You can't crash my parents' car. I'm not saying you're a bad driver. I'm just saying my parents' car just crashed. I die." And
You have my word. The car will go and crash.
Thank you. And then she gets in the sketchbook, and she's absolutely like feet up on the dash. So she's got her knees like in her chest, and she's sketching so that like she'll have like 3 versions for you by the time we get there. They'll be rough, but
Perfect.
Are you sure you want to like get in another fight? I mean, I'm not saying you won't whoop ass or anything like that, but like
the point is not winning. The point is that at the end of this fight, whether I win or lose, I will no longer be the woman who got her ass beat that one time. like if that happened and then I invite everybody in town to kick my ass, then I become, like, I don't know, uh
The girl who got her ass beat a bunch of times? No, 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 no.
but got back up again.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Right?
The one who got back up again.
Right? Like that's some Captain America shit, right?
Yep. Captain Marvel too.
Yeah.
It's the whole Captain thing. You got it. Look,
Yeah, more of a Captain Marvel. It's definitely because fuck you. It's not because it's the right thing to do. This is not the right thing to do. Della, don't ever do this.
Oh, I'm not gonna get in a fight if I can ever avoid it. Oh, you see these arms?
Yeah.
They're noodles.
This is why you get friends with people who don't have noodles for arms.
Yeah. And I'm like looking like sort of idea like a little like fangirly at Transform, right? She's
So where does Oz live?
So Oz like lives in the projects in Ghost Garden, right? And we're just gonna call it like the sort of like the area that he's in is like the village, right? And it's like a pretty like large area, and he's sort of like up in one of the buildings. I think he probably like that's sort of like maybe where database is too, and that's sort of where like you've seen him around there, like especially like around his kind of he likes doing, people ask him to do like sort of like cool like tags and stuff like sort of Oz, as I sort of picture him, see sort of has like the cool like blow ups, kind of like he does like different, he does the Oz and like different kind of styles, things like he'll do them in like steel or glass and things like that. And then he also does good characters. They're sort of similar to what's his face, like stuff like he's a fan of what you call it, the Cheech Wizard, I think it is. If you look it up, it's sort of like this little like Smurfy kind of weird kind of like graffiti style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah, you looked at right. So and he likes doing sort of like puffed out sort of like graffiti style like characters there. So he does like sort of the exaggerated sort of figures like like Smurfs and like kind of like graffiti like Pokemon and stuff like that. So you can sort of tell when you get
organic like rounded shapes.
Yeah, like organic, like round shapes, like puffy, kind of like like that sort of like and this just sort of shows how old I am, but like B, like my preferences, like the kind of like big like big feet, like 3-fingered kind of like characters that were popular in the 80s, and but he sort of does sort of like different guest appearances of all these pop culture characters, so you can tell when you're around like his area of the village, because like you'll just see kind of like like little like throw ups and kind of people will like actually pay him something to put them on like a door and stuff, and not like none of that is like legal or approved, but like what are really people gonna do about that? So and so it was actually, his area is kind of like kind of magical. Maybe that's why they call him the wizard. And so you sort of get to his place, and he's got his own door is actually like relatively unadorned, like he's like nothing. But like database, this is his place because he, you've seen him go into it a bunch of times. Not that you're obsessed, you just keep tabs.
Just well informed. She just knows.
So who's knocking? Who's
After just checking up, like, that I look okay and everything, because the way these two drive, my hair could have gotten messed up. I'm gonna be the one that's gonna be knocking, because it's my neighborhood. I'm not gonna let these two control what's going on. Like, I'm the one that controls the narrative. So like, yeah, I take one class, like, I make it seem like I'm just looking at my phone, like, oh, the time, whatever, but I'm really just looking at my reflection. Just one last check. And And yeah, I'll be the one to get Oz's attention.
Okay, so you're gonna knock on the door. She's like, come in.
You two ready? No, don't
I'm
go all
ready.
fangirly, okay? And looking at Adela like,
Yeah, Della is like, what? Oh, and she's like totally like face buried in her sketchbook. She's like, oh, okay, I'll try. I'll try not to get weird. I know I get awkward sometimes. I think people are so cool, and then sometimes I get stupid and I don't know how to talk around them. Okay, I'll shut up now.
yeah, just stay quiet. This is transisting. So yeah, after that I just like come in like with a little bit of like a swagger, and I've probably only talked to Oz like maybe once or twice, and it was mostly like in a group kind of setting before. So this is the first time where it's like a little bit different, and immediately, even though I just told the other two like don't fangirl, I'm like using well, I guess would be considered like old slang, like "What's up?" Like.
And when you walk in, right? Like I
Mhm,
don't know if you've ever like we'll determine if you've been in here before, but when you walk in, it's like walking into a cigar box, right?
mhm.
Just like smoke, like kind of like wafts in the door, like just like he's sitting there on like a couch. The place is just like basically like a battlefield of like of just but it's weird because it's not like how you'd expect sort of a messy house to be with like lots of pizza boxes and
Mhm.
sort of like gross stuff. It's like literally just it's like obsession made manifest. It's like black like books like like his graph books like all over the place and like spray paint like markers like his whole like the outside door is like has nothing in it and like his inside his house he might as well just kiss the deposit complete goodbye because it's just um, it is the Sistine Chapel of graffiti right now. Just like there is not a bare piece of wall at this point. Like it's just gotten to the point where he's like now starting to like do sort of like the white outlines of new pieces over the old. And just sort of like, just sort of so it's just like this huge sort of landfill of graffiti related material. And then there's like modest sized TV, couch, still full of like graffiti stuff. And then Oz is sort of like black, about like 6'4", 6'5", real thin. Like you could probably wrap your arm around like half his torso. Cigarette stuck out his mouth. PS4 headset in, hunched over, like it just sort of like he makes like a full like gentle like what's it like a C, like he like sloped over, just playing, and he's playing Overwatch. And he's just like, yeah,
I think I like as I had said like what's up, like I don't think I have been at his place before. So I kind of like cough with that all that smoke. And I'm assuming like, also paint can fumes and everything. It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's tough.
uh yeah, I was like, I hope you're not playing ranked right now. We gotta and she kind of blanks and just kind of like looks at trans proposition for you.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
What is it?
I don't know if you've heard of me. I'm MC Transform, and I want to collab with you.
What do you mean by a collab?
I mean, I need a piece done because I have a mighty need to fight everybody in this town. And the best way to make that happen is for you. And I gesture towards like, because of course, like on one of the walls, there's like some thing of like Chun-Li from Street Fighter or something like that.
Right.
Right. Or no, he likes Overwatch, right? So it's Doomfist.
Okay, yeah.
So I gesture towards like his version of Doomfist. And I'm like, so the best way to do that, I think, would be for the illustgraph artist I know in this particular style, um, to spray a challenge all city.
So, he's still playing. He's like, so you want me to put up graffiti so you can get into a big fight?
Yes, with as many people as possible.
Yeah, we found the coolest spot. It's a billboard in Old Town. Like Della just like suddenly explodes with it's a billboard in Old Town. It's amazing. I totally know you can get in because I've seen you do things like that. And check it out. And she like opens up her sketchbook and she's got these 2 different sketches. And like I don't know how well Della knows about how Transform fights, but what she has is this one pose with like you holding like 2 Eskrima sticks like crossed over you, like an X in front of you, and another one that's like completely like a Bruce Lee pose, but you're doing like this Hadouken fireball summoning as well. And like that's what she's sketched together so far. She's like, man, these different ideas. And she sort of looks at you like, I hope one of these is right, and then looks back.
Trance is like,
so like you hand it over, like kind of you're like, oh, you good, you just sort of like just grabs kind of thing, like you can't tell if he even really looks at you. He's like, ain't doing that. And here's a comp. So here's where we're gonna like, I want to roll here, and then we're gonna just sort of keep role playing out the scene. We'll know where things are going, right? So he needs to be convinced that your worth is time. Sound fair?
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. So let's. So we'll use sort of the general conflict sort of resolution that we're doing here, so we can sort of, if you have, Trance, this is your scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any sort of things you're known for that are applicable here?
Before we jump to the dice, Mendez, did you have something? I thought you were going to throw something in there, and I didn't know if you wanted to say something.
No.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. Well, I'm a liquid sword stylist. Like everyone has heard of my style.
Okay.
And that is the thing we're hyping up here. So I think that's relevant.
Okay, cool. So you're starting with what? We start with 3 dice, right? And then you'll get 1 for that. And then
you pick approach as well, right? And
right.
Right. Okay.
And what do you want your approach to be?
So this conflict is about convincing him that I'm worth his art.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and one thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, so one thing have been contemplating that I wanted to try is, so before I was sort of like, there's a sort of guessing game of like you try and pick the thing that I think is right, but rather what I'm going to do is I'm going to rank, we're going to do like ranked choice voting, right? So I'm going to say like, here's the one that's best, and you'll get like the most dice from that. So you get like 3 dice from that. And here's the one that's like pretty close, and you get 2. And then every other one you'll get like just 1.
Okay. All right. This guy is, I think based on this guy's personality, I'm going to choose all in.
Okay. Cool. So you get, 3 from that.
Nice.
And then you get what? Is that your main?
No, I don't have any dice in that.
Okay, so cool. So you just get 3 for it for.
Okay. So you said 2 to start, plus 1 for my reputation, plus 3 for the right approach. It's 6 dice. I would spend wealth on it just like out of principle, but I can't.
Right.
I think we can offer you
So-
help though, and we
Right.
definitely
Oh, yeah.
are. Like, I forget what is help. If we do offer help, we offer a die, but then also if you get stressed, we get stressed too. Is that, or
Right.
if you have
Yeah.
trouble, or yeah.
Yeah, like the consequences come back.
Yeah.
So are you all? So and how are you all helping in this one?
I think
So
I actually think you already have.
the concept.
Yeah, I feel like you've both already helped.
Yeah, I think if he starts dismissing it, I'm like, no, she looks so awesome like that. And I maybe possibly have some other sketches of Transform that I've already done for other times that are a little bit more refined than this. And I'm like flipping through the sketchbook and I'm like, see, this is her like practicing this other time. She looks rad. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as Della's doing that, whatchamacallit, I've pulled out a couple of like some of my like remix songs and I'm playing like the Overwatch I have an Overwatch remix obviously of the main theme. And I like I'm not sure what app it would be, but it would be like a type of app that I can then remix and I add in like a couple of new things and just be like, don't you want hype music for yourself? You have all of this, but you need to have the soundtrack. I can
Okay,
help with that if you help out.
Nice. Okay, so so yeah, that'll work. So that'll be 2 extra dice.
Nice.
Uh,
Okay.
So then
So that's
this is a definitely a culture machinist. So get one for that. We got 5. Yeah, I think this thing that you're mentioning about the sort of floor, Sean, thing is probably better here because it's like I just upped the dice I start with from like 5, and I'm still kind of like outgunned, and it's still swingy, but we'll see. Okay, so I will roll. Let me change to the. Right. So yeah, I will. I got 6. Ooh, okay.
that's a little better.
Yeah, that's better. Way better than I've been rolling before.
Yeah, I was gonna say you had some rolls where I think you were capped at like 3.
I want some of that trouble.
Yep.
Okay. And so Mendez, you can now roll.
cool. I am going to spend. Can I decide now to spend resources on it?
Mhm.
All right. I'm going to spend 1 rep and 1 conscious on it.
Okay.
Or no, just 1 rep. That's 9 dice. I need to
Okay.
save something for the rest of the game. Okay. So action pool 9. Oh, okay, that's good.
Okay. Yep.
Nice. Okay, so I can match all of these, but it took a lot out of me.
All right. So like, I essentially, sort of. So now hopping back in for a second. So first he's just like, So wait, you want me to put up a billboard for you to get in a bunch of fights?
Mhm.
Well, that's
Yep,
stupid, right?
that's the idea. Yes.
And
What do you
like
do?
survive a bunch of fights because she's tough.
Yes.
Right. That's still stupid. What do you do? UMC?
Yeah. But that's not really what we're talking about getting in literal combat here.
Right, but isn't this like fighting?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. My style involves both the techniques of Chinese boxing and the techniques of battle rap seamlessly integrated into one another.
So why not just bring fools down and battle rap them and show them up that way? It'll hurt them way worse than you punching.
I'm trying to do Well, that's the thing. Like I do both at the same time. So if one of them doesn't work, the other one does.
So you're like literally fighting and seeing. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
It requires excellent breath control.
I'm imagining this like mosh pit,
Mhm.
like with like a mic stand where you like set the mic down and like beat up a fool and like grab it back again and then yeah,
Yep.
I'm down
Mhm.
for it.
Yes.
I'm here for this.
But it actually kind of reminds me of these. Like they have these things. I was like seen them on like YouTube where they have like they're kind of like MC battles, but there's like not music and there's like more like this posturing kind of
Mhm.
like where the people are just like getting their face. It's like kind of
Yeah.
like lyrical, but also kind of like doesn't. And then it's just like you just amp that up a little bit,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, and
Yeah.
the music that.
And there's a Key and Peele sketch about that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The hype man who gets too into it.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, he's like, okay, uh, we'll try this. We'll try this. You know, come see me, you know, at XYZ, you know, date and, you know, sort of like, I think we'll sort of like forward through and sort of cut that, you know, and sort of like, you know, like, oh, like almost like fast forward to where were you putting that up at?
In the middle of Old Town on the iPhone 12 billboard that just went up.
Okay. Nice. And so then, yeah. And so for the spotlight scenes, one of the thoughts was to have them such that since they are eating up sort of more of the sort of scene economy, that they actually sort of are bigger. So like you would sort of, so rather than just sort of solve one step to a problem, you would actually solve two steps to a problem. You know, also can increase stress, right? Um, but and trouble. But since you got things this time, that's actually two steps. Which for these stress problems that you get is enough.
Mhm.
So like a stress um, small problem is two steps instead of three.
Oh, okay.
So most of these spotlight scenes are enough to, if you get it, solve.
Nice. All right. So that clears that small problem.
Right.
Cool.
Imagine we have a montage of you doing this later on, but that can be
Mhm.
part of another scene, or that can be
Yeah,
just
yeah.
something we describe. Yeah.
And then also, if you can, roll for me for rewards. Roll a d6.
Okay. 1d6.
Oh, and by the way, your stress is zeroed out.
Oh, it is? Nice.
Yeah, like when you get the problem, like you get the
Oh,
problem,
okay.
and then your stress goes up.
Cool. All right.
Four. So okay, so
Yeah.
you can also choose to gain one rep, one wealth, or conscious. Again, max
Oh.
8 new pool.
All right. I'll regain that rep I spent.
I don't think you don't lose rep unless you lose.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like
Cool.
you lose rep if you don't try.
Oh, okay, cool.
So,
All right. And then I'll increase conscious.
okay. Sounds awesome. Cool. And I just want to check: are we at like break, or are we?
I think we're pretty close. Yeah, it's 7:30, and I was just looking at that myself. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, we're right about midway. So now is probably a good time if you want to do
Yeah, sure.
a break and then come back.
Yeah.
Right. Awesome, friends. We're gonna do our internal check-in as well. So I I will we'll either see you back in a few minutes, or I'll pop back in a sec and let you know if we're gonna call it at the session. So we'll let you know soon. All right, take care all. Thanks for hanging out with us.